Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Starfield and we're going to be doing the 7 unique weapons that you can get through joining the Crimson Fleet. So, 2 of these are going to be either quest rewards or specifically quest locked ones. The other 5 are just ones that you can buy from the traders here on the key, so the Crimson Fleet headquarters. If you don't go to the Crimson Fleet, you don't become a member, you'll never have access to any of these firearms. So, they're all unique. 2 of them are legendary, the rest are all rare. And there's actually a good variety of them, so all of them are good, and because they're unique, they're going to be named weapons that have specific stats to them that are consistent across playthroughs and for other players, so I definitely recommend getting them all because all of the unique weapons in the game are worth getting, at least for the fact that early on you can get weapons that are way above average, just in general. Sometimes your unique rare items are actually better stat-wise than a lot of the randomly generated legendary ones that you can find later in the game. So they're definitely worth getting, and all of these are good weapons, so let's just go through them all. So the first one we're going to be looking at is one of the unique legendary ones, and it's actually usually the first one you'll get your hands on. It is a quest reward for completing the first quest for the Crimson Fleet storyline. So in this mission, you'll be going down onto a planet, the one that the key is orbiting, and you'll be investigating. Basically, you're trying to find evidence of the main thing that you're looking for in this storyline. And once you've completed that and you become officially a member of the Crimson Fleet, Delgado will just give you this pistol, and it's actually really good. I used the Keelhauler a lot in my first playthrough. You can see just starting off, obviously I've got some stats in like pistols and stuff like that, so that'll affect this, but you can see we have a pretty dang high physical damage. It uses 43 caliber ammo. It has a relatively small mag because it's actually a revolver, but it's also actually fully automatic. It just fires a ridiculous amount of bullets very quick, and comes with a bunch of mods, so you start with magnetic rails, recon laser sight, compensator, tactical magazine, hair trigger, and it is fully automatic from the start. If you want to bring that damage up and use less ammo, you can bring it down to just semi-automatic. It's very, very usable either way. Like I said, it's legendary and it is unique, so there's really no other way to get a gun that performs exactly like this one does. I really like it. Like I said, I used it a lot on my first playthrough, and you get it for free just by doing the first mission. So if for no other reason to join the Crimson Fleet, you can get a really cool, unique, legendary handgun called the Keelhauler. So that is the first weapon that you can get through the Crimson Fleet. Our next stop for 3 of the unique weapons is going to be we head into the depot, and then we go to this store right on the left and talk to Aludra Tahan, and we can pop into her inventory, and you can see that out of the weapons that she has available, we start off with the Feather, which is a rare rifle, and so you can see that is what we are dealing with appearance-wise. It's a very cool looking gun in general. I really like this model, and I think it's got a lot going for it. As far as stats and stuff on this one, you can see it starts off with a relatively low physical damage, but we have a fire rate of 117 and a mag of 36, so you're dealing with a gun that you put a lot of rounds downrange pretty quickly. It's not very heavy, weighing only 2.19. Starts off with 5 out of 6 mods, so you start with a long barrel, laser sight, compensator, large magazine, and hair trigger, so it's got a lot going for it, and it's called the Feather because it's a titanium build, which makes it much lighter. So a lot of people will overlook that and think it's bad. It's actually probably my favorite weapon variation in the game. Like, I like a lot of things. I like explosive, I like skip shot, I like 1-inch punch. A lot of those are very useful, but the titanium build is super useful because weight is something that you just can't carry much of in this game, and so the titanium build on that is always very useful. Other than that, just overall a general good service rifle. You can either go with the semi-automatic or modify it to be fully automatic, and either way it's going to be really good. So I like the Feather, and you can buy it here. Our next one is going to be called the Fury, and this one I quite like because it is a variation of an old Earth assault rifle, and that's one of the more rare gun models in the game. It's obviously based off an AK. So if you like that style and really want to rock Starfield with it, this is a way to get a unique, really good variant of one easy in the game, because like I said, the drop rate for this is one of the rarest in the games. You do not find a lot of the old Earth assault rifles just sitting around in Starfield. But I like this one. It's got a lot going for it. Again, 15 for physical damage, so a little bit lower than the Feather was. You can see that we start with 5 out of 7 mods for this one, with short barrel, laser sight, muzzle brake, drum magazine, and high velocity. This one makes a really nice, almost SMG type gun with a decent fire rate of 150, magazine size of 100, so you can spray quite a few rounds with this one before you actually have to reload. Accuracy isn't crazy, but you can add a stock onto it to make it significantly better in that regard, as well as an optic if you want, because we are currently only at 5 out of 7 for the mods. Honestly, I really like this one. The Fury is a solid weapon, and like I said, since the old Earth assault rifle is a pretty rare gun, this is one of the few instances of a unique variant of it that you can get pretty easy. So that is the Fury. And then lastly from this trader, the cheapest out of the 3 by a significant margin, we have the Pirate Legend. So this one is a unique variant of the Maelstrom assault rifle, one of the more common weapons in the game. You can see this one does not cost much, currently at 8,000 credits on here. 6.5mm ammo for this one, 70 round mag, so not bad there. Range of 40, so also not bad. Accuracy is only 68, so not crazy, but it has a high fire rate of 180. The thing about the Maelstrom is it just doesn't deal a lot of damage in any of the variants. You can see we have a 4 physical damage per round for this one, so that's nothing crazy. It does come with the Space Adept ability or perk variation, whatever you call it on there, which gives you plus 30% damage while in space and minus 15% damage while on a planet. It's useful if you're boarding ships or dealing anything on space stations, but it's less useful on planets. I like it. It's fun for the roleplay aspect of playing the Maelstrom, or as playing the space pirate type thing. So I like it a lot. Comes with a reflex sight, muzzle brake, drum magazine, and hair trigger. So not bad overall. I like this one. I think it looks very cool and obviously has a lot going for it. But yeah, this is where you get it. Then there's actually 2 more unique weapons you can purchase here. If we follow further down the depot and come over to Zuri's, we can talk to Zuriabara, and you can purchase 2 from her, the Hunterwulf and the Powerbeat. So the Hunterwulf is a variant of the Beowulf rifle. It's one of the better ballistic sniper rifle type guns in the game. Doesn't need to be a sniper, but that's typically what I use it for. This one comes with the Exterminator perk, so plus 30% damage against aliens. So if you're doing one of my favorite XP grinding methods in this game, which is to go to planets and just take out as many aliens as you possibly can, this is a good weapon for that because it deals extra damage against them. Other than that, it comes equipped with the long barrel, medium scope, muzzle brake, foregrip with recon laser sight, high velocity, and burst fire. So this one is actually not semi-auto, it comes as a burst fire, which is pretty fun to use. 14 physical damage on this one, 30 round magazine, 120 for the fire rate, uses 7.77mm ammo. Honestly, pretty solid weapon. I like the Beowulf. I use a lot of variants of it pretty consistently in most playthroughs, and this is a unique variant that you can get pretty easily for a fairly affordable price, currently at 14,328 credits for me. So yes, that is the Hunterwulf, our 5th weapon. And finally, for our last unique one that you can buy on the Crimson Fleet store area, we have the Powerbeat. So it is a unique rare variant of the Drumbeat weapon, so an SMG essentially. It's classed as a rifle, but it works most well, in my opinion, as a high fire rate, high ammo capacity, low damage, low recoil weapon, so an SMG. This one comes with 1-inch punch installed, so rounds fire in a shotgun-like spread. That means that it's not very effective at long range, which is why you can see we have a range of 21, but the 1-inch punch is excellent for close quarters combat, which you'll find being a space pirate, you'll do a lot of that because you're inside buildings, inside spaceships. You're not taking long-range shots a lot with it, and so if you're within that 21 meters for the range, it actually does ridiculously high damage. It's like a very high fire rate shotgun. So I like the 1-inch punch for close range weapons like shotguns and SMGs, and sometimes pistols, and so this one comes with it on there. Great. Also comes equipped with a laser sight, compensator, no stock, high-powered, and semi-automatic. I like it. The only thing that I do to improve this one is I typically pop a stock and an optic on there to get our accuracy and range to be a little bit higher, and then I switch it over from semi-automatic to fully automatic because I think the Drumbeat type weapons work the best when you're going with that high fire rate, low recoil that they come with. So yeah, that is the last unique weapon that you can buy for the Crimson Fleet storyline faction. Our last weapon is going to be another unique legendary weapon, and this one is also going to be sort of a quest reward. It's not a quest reward because you don't get it at the end. You can totally miss it. You have to pick this one up. But in the penultimate mission in the Crimson Fleet storyline, you will actually be going through a ship called the Legacy, and at the very end of it, where you'll be finding a body and you'll be finishing off that little section of the mission there, I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll show you here on screen what it looks like, you can find it sitting on the desk. This weapon is not only a unique legendary that you can only get through the Crimson Fleet and a really good weapon, but it's honestly one of the best legendary weapons in the entire game. But yes, so this weapon, the Revenant, is a legendary rifle. You can see we do 43 physical damage on this one, uses 50 caliber ammo on this one, so higher caliber ammo there. Has a magazine capacity of 150, which is actually decently high, but given the fire rate and how many you fire at once, you can eat through it pretty quickly. Our fire rate is at 375, which is really high. It's one of the fastest as far as most weapon types in the game. You'll only get faster with a couple heavy weapons. Range of 84, so actually has a decent range too, starting off. Accuracy of almost 70%. You can see our mass is at 3.69, fine. Not crazy light, but also not very heavy considering it is a full-size battle service rifle. Really, really good weapon. Obviously has a very high value to it, so I know a lot of people might be tempted to sell it, but I love this gun. It's one of the best guns in the game, easily. You can see we start, because it's a legendary one, we start with 3 weapon perks, so we have extended magazine, so it doubles the base magazine capacity, so whatever your magazine capacity is, it'll actually be twice as much for this one, so you can hold lots of rounds. Also has the lacerate effect, so randomly applies a bleed effect to the target, so this gun will also cause your enemies to bleed, which is very useful for that extended duration damage. And it's titanium build, so premium build materials make the weapon light as a feather, so much like the feather that we already looked at, this one is not going to weigh very much, which is where we get that 3.69 for the weight. A gun like this will oftentimes be in the 9 to 12 pounds, or whatever, kilograms, whatever they're measuring in this. They don't have the unit of measurement, but that many. It's a lot more. So this is significantly lighter. Starts off with the magnetic rails, compensator, depleted uranium rounds, and high-powered mods installed on it. So honestly, like I said, Revenant, one of the best weapons in the game overall. It's totally free if you get it. Obviously, you have to play through the Crimson Fleet storyline to get this one because it's almost at the end. But the bright side is you can get this one either way, so you can either side with the Crimson Fleet after getting this or SysDef. You don't have to choose one or the other because you get this in that last mission before you end up deciding which side you're going to ultimately side with. The only thing to keep in mind is if you don't pick it up during this mission, you cannot get it. There's no way to get back to where you get this one, and there's no other place where you're going to be able to get it, so make sure you pick it up when you're on that mission. But that is it. That is all 7 of the unique weapons that you can gain access to by joining the Crimson Fleet or just doing the Crimson Fleet storyline. A lot of people will point out that you should do this faction because of the rewards, but they won't specifically talk about them. Well, unique weapons is one of them. I think it's probably the faction that gives you the most unique weapons, where this is the only place you can get all 7 of them. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, but we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.